official like a referee with a whistle. We all talked about how we knew Call of Duty was killing it out in these streets, how it's doing
Yes.
such big things. Well, it is official, y'all. Call of Duty themselves put out this image. It's funny when there is success, people tend to want to brag. When you don't see any bragging, there's no success there. Okay, just to kind of understand. So the official little image that Call of Duty put out says, "Thank you. Together, you made Black Ops 6 the biggest Call of Duty 3-day opening
Woo!
weekend ever. Number one total players, number one hours played,
Yes.
number one total matches."
That's wild.
That's big time.
Yes.
Now, Tom Warren has a note here that says Activision says Call of Duty Black Ops 6 set new day one and opening weekend records, making it the biggest Call of Duty 3-day opening weekend ever. It also had the highest total PC players during opening weekend in franchise
Yo,
history.
this is crazy. This is so insane for Xbox.
It's the Xbox effect. And
Yes.
honestly, we're starting to see this. It's becoming a trend where you associate with Xbox, and all of a sudden, when you used to be associated with PlayStation, is like you're looking at your past, you're like, what the fuck did I do with my life? Now I'm actually happy. Now I'm actually
Healthy.
successful. Healthy, I'm looking better, feeling better. This is all these people have been in bad relationships for a long time, and they're finally free. It's crazy. But he also has another note because our boy Satya Nadella has some
Yes.
bars. And you know, if Satya is coming out here, you know it's some real deal Holyfield. All right. So he says, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella says, last week's launch of Black Ops 6 was the biggest Call of Duty release ever, setting a record for day one players as well as Game Pass subscriber add-ons on our ads on launch day. Unit sales on PlayStation and Steam were also up over 60%
Damn.
year over year. There's a lot of between these two messages, right? We have a lot to unpack. All right, so let's go back to the first one real quick because this is a huge deal right here, right? We do know right now the fact that it's on they set a new day one and opening weekend record. So it's not just the weekend. It's not like they had a slow day one and it ramped up. No. Day one, immediately shit got crazy. Okay. And they broke records for their day one players and engagement. And then the rest of the weekend took place and they blew past any weekend they had before, which is phenomenal. Right. So that's huge. Right. And why do we think that is? I think, and I want to hear what you guys think, but I think it's pretty clear that being that it is now back on Xbox, that huge marketing campaign that they did leading right up to the game release, and then what was there waiting for everybody? 35 plus million people got to hit the play button and get right in to Call of Duty on Game Pass. And I got to tell you, that is fucking fire. Look at the difference. Look at this understand, this was the biggest fear that people had leading up to the release of Call of Duty. Oh no, Game Pass, what's going to happen? Bro, this game is going wild. Is going wild. Everybody's playing it. Understand Game Pass is only on Xbox and on PC. Okay, obviously on mobile and stuff like that, but meaning PlayStation is not a part of this conversation when it comes to Game Pass. Okay. And understand that even there, they had a big blow up. Right. So before we go to PlayStation, PC, highest total PC players during opening weekend. We also know that they had the highest amount of day one subscriber increases for PC Game Pass as well.
Wow.
So this did the thing that other games could not do,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And it shows you the power of the IP, and this doubles down on what RC Polygon keeps sending in and keeps messaging when he says when they see a game as big as Call of Duty come out, and a game that people said, oh no, Call of Duty is gonna tank because nobody's gonna buy that shit. Turns out, sorry, homies, a lot of people have done so, right? So when they see that, do they go ahead and say, "Yeah, let's go ahead and get Take Two. Let's get fucking Grant." Can you imagine what Grand Theft Auto will do to our
Game Pass
day
subs
one Game Pass subscribers? Can you imagine what NBA 2K will do? Right? You gotta see. I can only imagine Satya like, "Oh my god, look at that
I
top 10 list. Oh, what
know.
can
Me
we
likey,
buy?
me
me,
wanty.
me like a long time." But I mean, look, dude, PC players, I mean, that's a hard nut to crack, right? To get them to sign up for Game Pass. That's a lot of people who left Steam to go play it on Game Pass. Now, understand, leading up to it, we do know that it was number one on Steam when it launched, right? And it was like that for a while until, believe it or not, Dragon Age Veilguard, the world will lead you to believe that it's not great and all this other crap, and people are not liking it, but that's just number one on Steam right now. Um, but keeping it on Call of Duty, that's huge to get them to come over to Game Pass on PC. I think that's a huge, huge win. I mean, what do you guys think, baby? What do you think?
It's a big deal. We were talking about a tweet from our friend Clute, right? And he brought up how everyone wants to talk about what Call of Duty's going to do for Game Pass, but they're not asking the question, what is Game Pass going to do for Call of Duty? And I think we're seeing it all play out. We're having people sign up, right, for Game Pass. We're having the freaking look at the numbers. This is insane. And I mean, the game speaks for itself. They did deliver. The game is freaking phenomenal. But the marketing was on point. Everything was just hand in hand. This is such a big deal. And like you said, Satya right now must be looking at that top 10 and wondering, okay, so let's go ahead and move on to what's next, right? This is what they were looking for. This is what they wanted. This is what it moved the needle on freaking Game Pass, right? Which is a huge freaking deal. The game is selling, which supposedly because of Game Pass, the game wasn't going to sell. The ponies are showing up for it. Yes, they are, right? They're swiping that freaking card. They're going to get the freaking game. And that's what we expected them to do. And whether it's because they believe that 30% is higher than 70% or whatever it is that they had to tell themselves, the point at the end of the day is that they are buying the freaking game. You can't pass this one up. The one thing I would say is like the commitment, right? That comes from if you're waiting to go ahead and sign up to Game Pass because of Call of Duty, right? A lot of people are into that multiplayer, right? They're not going to go ahead and leave after a freaking month. So
Especially not
these
this multiplayer.
exactly. So this is not a let me go ahead and hop in real quick and hop right back out. I feel like this is one of those situations that if it took Call of Duty for them to come in and they're signing up for Game Pass, once they see the freaking library of games are in there, they're there to stay.
I feel that 100%. Now, babe, uh, what we just got Michael Yu with, our homie with the
Michael, what's
numbers.
good?
Our
Yes,
boy says, if you go to Steam's global sales rankings, Black Ops 6 is currently still number one bestseller in the world. In the
in the world.
world.
Let's go.
Steam is all over the place. Number one in the world. Come on, man.
This is such a big
What it
deal. It's back freaking home. I knew they were gonna open the show, the summer show with freaking Call of Duty. It's like, look at what we brought back to you. And it's just like it's just amazing. I said it before. And again, I mean, the ponies clipped it, right? You go ahead and you see them scoop up these studios, and they work on these games, and you just see them just kind of just grow, right? It's that's just what's happening. It's nice to see. It's nice to see. They bloom.
Agreed. 100%. 100%. Uh, homie Demo Flow. What do you think, man? The fact that, I know like the PlayStation and all the other stuff, but just the fact that they seem to have cracked the PC Game Pass situation with this game. I mean, we haven't heard anything about PC Game Pass outside of, it's steady, if it's growing, it's like steady, no big spikes or anything like that. Like this is the first time they're coming out here. Maybe Starfield did a little bit. But this one is like they're shouting it from the rooftops. You know what I'm saying? Right here. They're like, listen, highest total PC players during opening weekend in franchise history. Like, understand something. Like, you're not taking away from the people who want to keep buying it themselves. You're getting a lot of people who are just getting in because it's like shit, it's on Game Pass. That's the way I can do it. Beautiful. I don't know, man. What do you think?
Man, I think this is super cool to see PC players finally understand that Game Pass is a good deal, right? Because at the end of the day, this benefits the player. It's up to the player to go ahead and grab the deal, in my opinion. And I'll keep on having the same conversation with y'all here every Friday. I don't see why people hate Game Pass like that, and why they don't just want to go ahead and get Game Pass to play games like Call of Duty. So we continue to see people saying that, like, think about it. If you pay for Game Pass, you'll be paying for Call of Duty for a whole year, right? Where you can just get the game for $70, but they're not taking into account all of that Game Pass offers on top of Call of Duty. They just like, look, as a gamer, if you only play Call of Duty, maybe purchasing the game by itself is like probably it's gonna work for you. But if you play all the games and you interested in all the games and everything that Xbox has to offer, then I suggest you to get Game Pass, man. And and with PC, Game Pass is really good now. They actually improving it. They added Dead Island 2 recently, which was on Game Pass on Xbox, but wasn't there on PC. And look, I was having this conversation with my brother-in-law yesterday. We were here hanging out. We were playing some Call of Duty. We were talking, celebrating Halloween and stuff. And he's like a PC guy, but he grew up on PlayStation. So he told me, like, oh yeah, the reason some people are saying that Xbox is dying is because they think of Xbox as the console, right? As the console itself. But then Xbox goes beyond the console, right? It's so much more than that because you can access it everywhere basically without the console. So basically Xbox is getting ready for the future. So the question is, like, why people keep on thinking and saying that Xbox is dying and all of that. And look, Game Pass is profitable, it's been proven, and it's growing, it's been proved now. Like, if the games are coming and the consistency continues from Xbox to drop games on the regular like this, like what we're seeing here at the end of the year, like it's a wrap. There's no other way. Like, people are gonna have to, like, get it. It's Game Pass is gonna become a must have if you are a gamer. And I already think, by the way, that it already is a must have app if you are a gamer, if you're interested in playing
100%.
video games. Because I mean, the amount of games that I've accessed that I never thought that I would play is incredible. And I continue to enjoy and continue to discover games through Game Pass. So I'm just super happy that PC guys are actually like this one time, like, you know what? And look, and people are basically putting all this on Call of Duty, which I believe is a great part of the success that Game Pass on PC seen. But if you think about it, it's the whole lineup. that we have. It's not only Call of Duty, but hey, look, you subscribe to play Call of Duty. The first month you play Call of Duty, you're bored, but no, it doesn't matter. You got Flight Simulator in the same month. You try it out. Maybe you like it. Play a couple of gaming sessions with your buddies. Forget about it. Who cares, right? Then there's Stalker 2. If you're a PC guy, most likely you want to play that game because that's a PC OG type of game, right? And then you're not even done with that, and they throw in Indiana Jones, the Great Circle, into your face. You know, so the deal, the value of the deal is right there. Like I said, and I keep on saying here in the channel, people are just too dumb to go ahead and take this step. You know, which by the way, if you on PC, you most likely have a Microsoft account. Look, and it's crazy because even for free, PC players won't get Game Pass. It's crazy. My girlfriend's cousin, right? He's a PlayStation guy, whatever. And he has a PC. I think he has like a 2080 Super or something. A nice build. You know, he can do 144 hertz and play at 1080p with medium graphics. It runs pretty good. And I told him, like, listen, like, let's play Call of Duty. He's like, no, I tried the beta. I didn't like it. I was like, yo, but we playing zombies. It's like, no, but like, yeah, I don't. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'll get it, but I don't have money to get Game Pass. I have, I don't know if you know on PC, you can get a code and send it to your friends for a 15-day trial, with Game Pass.
Okay.
Do you don't know about
I
that?
didn't know that.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
so basically, oh, let me see. You can go in one of the tabs when you open the app that it says give PC Game Pass. So
Really?
wait, yeah, I could show you right now here. Hold on, God damn, if I can find my mouse. I can share the screen. Okay, there. You can pull it up.
Uh,
There you go. You see here, in there it says
where-
give Game Pass. Can you
am
see it?
I cracked out? Where's your mouse?
Oh my God, my here.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, oh,
Because I'm
oh,
using
oh,
two
oh.
monitors. I'm using two monitors, so I'm tripping. So yeah, right here it says give PC Game Pass. So you click on it like this, and you get a link. You create the link and send it to your friends, and they sign up for 15 days, and they can try it out. So
Oh, that's dope.
if
That's really
people,
cool.
yeah, if you have somebody, do you know that they don't know how good is Game Pass or they iffy about it, you can send them the trial. They can sign up, check it out. And look, I promise you that my girlfriend's cousin, when he goes in there and look, he see that Island 2 on top of Call of Duty, he likes zombie because he's a big sucker for The Last of Us. So he gonna see that Island too. That's a zombie game. He's gonna like it. Um, Probably gonna he likes South Park and little funny shit like that because I know we hang out. He probably gonna wanna play the butthole, the fractal butthole, whatever.
You don't want to
you
play the
know,
butthole.
you,
You don't
right,
want to play
right.
with the
So
butthole.
this is the offer that Game Pass is giving you. And by just like you going in because you know what I mean, you like Call of Duty, you want to play it, but then you encounter all this greatness, all this thickness. And not only that, we have now, PC gamers, they love the RTS, right? But guess what? It's going to Game Pass now. StarCraft 1 and 2 remaster. And that's huge. That's huge. Not only that, if you're a PC gamer and you are into RTS, we know where it you know where to go to get all of them to Xbox Game Pass. ARA, History Untold, Age of Mythology. Now we have Age of Empires 2.
November 7th.
There you go. What's going
Age
on
of
November 7th?
Mythology
Age of Mythology. Look, like guys,
expansion.
it's like so much to do on Game Pass. So it's such a great deal that you get all of this goodness. So I don't see why PC
Stalker is
gamers,
coming.
Stalker is coming too.
Flight
I
sim.
don't I don't know why would they at least not subscribe for the rest of the holidays, right? Instead of buying each game, like you want to play Stalker, you want to play
Jackson,
Indiana
what's
Jones.
good?
You know what I'm saying? You already
Yeah.
good. Like if you pay for this like 2 3 months of Game Pass, you already get your money worth, and you probably won't even be able to play all of those games, even complete it, because like who got the time?
Right.
Anyways,
Facts. It's true. It's
yep.
true. No, bars, absolutely. Now I will say that EJ Jackson's in the building. What's
He's
up, my
not
dude?
happy, guys. He's
He
not
says,
happy.
"Yo,
Mm-mm.
C Money, those likes look a little low."
I have to agree
Hmm.
with you, EJ Jackson. I have to agree.
Now, when our boy EJ Jackson start looking at our likes, that typically means he wants to party. Okay.
Yes.
So listen, if y'all want EJ to party, you're gonna have to hit that like button. I see we're at 119. I'm thinking he's gonna want a 150
At least.
before
Yes.
he's ready to party. So listen, we're
I
at
suggest you guys
122.
hit the like
Hit the
button.
like button, get to 150. It's well, he says I do. He does want to party. So if you want to party with
Let's
EJ,
go.
we need to get y'all to 150 so we can see what type of party EJ is throwing for us. Don't worry, this ain't no Diddy party. All right, we safe. This is a good type of party. All right.
Yes.
Oh man. Shout out to EJ Jackson in the building. What's up,
Yes.
man? Shout out to
What's
Power
good?
Boss. What's up, man? Thank you for being
Power
here.
boss. What's
Rashawn
up?
Ebinger. All right, Hargeet, what do you think, man? Is this in line? Did you expect the PC Game Pass to blow up from Call of Duty?
Look, I expected some level of increase. I don't know how much it was going to be, like 10%, something like that. That's awesome, right? I don't know how much it actually is. But I expected some increase in subs. I expected the opposite to be more. And a lot of the narrative out there, especially from media that wants to see Xbox die, was all about how Game Pass will ride or die with Call of Duty. I'm like, no. Call of Duty is going to gain from Game Pass much more so than the other way around. And that's exactly what ended up happening. A lot more people played Call of Duty because it just is in Game Pass. 30 million players just suddenly got access to it again, a new game that a lot of those players would never play Call of Duty. And they said, well, what the hell? I'll download it. What the heck, right? I'll play it.
Mhm.
And that's literally what happened. The largest number of players in Call of Duty history, right? Why did that happen? Because people just have access to it. That's it. It's just that simple. They just downloaded it, right? And then PC players now have access to say, well, instead of buying it, what if I just get Game Pass and I have access to Stalker, which I might be interested in as well? Hey, it happens to have Gears and Halo. Maybe I want to play those games, right? So look, you just get access to all the games you want to play. If those who happen to want to play shooters, you also get the Riot games, right? Those games, you get all the freaking the characters like right off the bat. Boom, here you go, right? You just happen to get it as part of Game Pass, right? That's kind of a big deal. Why not, right? So you pay, like, by the way, just as a public service announcement, Annaba has 3-month Game Pass for US Ultimate for $23.88 right now, which is a pretty good
For
deal.
3 months.
23 for 3 months of Game Pass
So
Ultimate.
we just go on
23.88.
there, pay
You just download the
23.88.
code.
They're gonna
Yep.
give me a code. I put it in. I have Game Pass for 3 months.
Game
I
Pass
get
Ultimate,
3 of
right?
those
So you got
bitches.
PC, you got console, you got everything, all of it, EA, all the games, all the stuff's there, right? 23.88, 3
Hargeet,
months.
send me
Yeah,
that link.
we
I
gotta
think
pull
we
the
gotta
trigger.
we've been riding without these codes for a while, but we out
have.
here, we got 3 ultimate
Yes, we
things.
do.
We paying 60 a month. I mean, it's fine, but it's like shit. If I can get a
If
nice
everybody else
little,
is getting it for
if
cheaper.
everybody else is jumping
I
on
know,
it, you know what I'm
right?
saying? Let's go ahead and let's start the party. Yeah, nah,
Let
let
me
me
see if I can get a thing for you specifically just for that.
that'd be great.
I'll give you
Shit,
this
That'd
link.
be
Hopefully
great.
it'll
So
you'll just
Hargeet,
have to click on
Ryur
that.
wants to know, are they stackable?
Yeah. It's 100% stackable. Yeah.
See, yeah, Racer Ultron says get stacking money. It's true.
Yeah, and by the way,
You
you'll
have to.
probably find a lot more of these as the holidays come up, right? There'll be deals. So I just usually look, and if I find something like $22, $23, I'll buy a bunch and just keep them in my in my notebook, and I can put them in when I need to, right? Because you can stack.
Yeah.
And when you start running low, you just use the code. Boom, there you go. Now you just add a couple more months. So good time to look in the holiday season. You'll get a bunch of deals. I threw it in the private chat there, so if you want to like look at it or whatever, we can put it
Nice.
in.
All right,
But yeah,
that's what's up.
there's always deals happening, right? So just take a look. You can usually get it for about 27, 28. But if you can get it down to like 22, 23, it's a substantially awesome deal.
Yeah.
I've
And
also
this is
seen PC
legit,
Game Pass.
right? Like a
That's what
legit
I'm
place.
wondering.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's not a
the-
shady
the-
website or some shit.
No. So the difference is in the US, you can do fixed pricing where the manufacturer or the supplier says you will charge this much, right? So when you go to a Best Buy or an Amazon, you'll see uniform pricing, right? In the EU, you can't do that. It's illegal. So every vendor can choose how much they want to charge, right? So they pay you the supplier whatever costs you have, right? The 70-30 split, 60-40 split, whatever it is, right? They'll pay that part to you, and then they can charge whatever they want, right? They can give you like 1% increase over what their cost is. They can give you a 20% increase or an 80% increase. It's up to them, right? So every store, and these stores are in the EU, so they can charge you whatever they want, right? As long as they make a little bit of profit, and that's all they care. They're like, I make 20 cents. Okay, they're happy, right? In the case of the US, it's uniform pricing. So that's why you see that kind of standard price here. But in the EU, they can charge any amount, and that's why you get these price variations where you can get some really good deals, right? And so that's why you can go to like the Annabuzz or the CD Keys or whatever, and you can get these awesome deals, is because they're just taking away their margin and taking much less for themselves, but they still pay the actual publisher, right? So they're getting their money. So Microsoft's getting their cut. They got their money. So this is all legit. You get a real code. You just put in your redeem code thing, and you're good. You're good to go. So, but that's why you get these deals. So, but they will get down to razor thin when it comes to holidays. They just want volume, right? They're just looking for volume. So you can find some pretty good deals when it comes to the holiday time. So definitely look. You might be able to get it down $22, $23. You already have one right now. I just saw it. I'm like, oh, cool. This is a good deal, because normally that's like 27, right? That's usually as good as it gets. So, and even 27 is freaking awesome, right? Like we're squibbling with like a few dollars, right? But what the heck, right? You get some deals, might as well get them.
Yeah, for
but look,
sure.
this is what I expected. I expected to see this because the intent was, how do we expand access? That's what they wanted to do with this, right? Just like they did with Minecraft. How do we expand access? And once you put it in a 35 million, whatever number they have right now, subscription, you're just gonna get people who just download it. They'll just download it. Right? What's it to them? It's space, right? They'll just download it. And you probably got like 5-10 million players who would have never touched Call of Duty to try it out. Cool, right? So that's how you get the biggest adoption, right? On top of that, Call of Duty's back. The entire time it was under PlayStation's management, shall we say, the marketing of PlayStation, Call of Duty was on a decline, right? The heyday of Call of Duty was when it was with Xbox, right? And up to now, Call of Duty has one exclusive, and that was Call of Duty 2 with Xbox 360, right? And since then it was, multi-plat, whatever, fine, but it was always a freaking Xbox game. This was always an Xbox thing. And then they let it go because of the movie thing. They wanted to spend the money there, not on the Activision marketing deal, which just a fail, but whatever. Ever since it did that, though, Call of Duty was on a decline. And lo and behold, the last marketing deal ended with Modern Warfare 3. Here comes Black Ops 6. Back to Xbox, skyrocketing up. All right, so
all right, man.
It's back.
Up.
It's back. It's back. So this is exactly what I was expecting. I knew it was going to be good. I still was very hesitant on the Metacritic. We'll see if it holds, because I just know that Xbox tax is still there. So this probably should be a 90, but it's not. Right? But look, freaking like 9 at IGN for the campaign, 8 I think for the multiplayer, which may be fair. I don't know, but those are really good grades, right?
Yeah,
and
and
you
8
just
for the
look across
zombies
the
too.
board.
They gave 8 to the zombies too.
So this is what you're getting, right? So it's getting good marks, but like this is kind of what I expected. The numbers is what I expected, and this is what they're looking for. And as we were saying, Simon, if this works, if this gets to 40 million subs, look out. And they already said it. Satya already said it. They will continue to invest in studios.
They did. They just said it. Just said it again.
So watch out. And look, the one that I think is the most important for me is still Valve. And why do I say that? Is that growth on PC. As we were saying before, those PC players, they are stuck on that Steam store. And if you want that contingent, you just get the damn store, right? And
Dude,
this is the thing with Microsoft.
They will own it, bro.
This
They
is
will
the thing
buy
with
the building,
Microsoft.
baby.
It's
That's
like
right.
there's an obstacle. Oh, why don't we just buy the obstacle? That's what they can do. They just have that power. And it's like, well, that's the answer, right? Well, they started this. They're like, why don't we just buy Nintendo? That was their thought.
Yeah.
Like, well, we'll just go buy Nintendo.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Right. This is how they think. It's like, okay, there's an obstacle. How do we get rid of the obstacle? Let's just buy the obstacle. Right? We're done. We just buy the obstacle. I think to me, that is the biggest thing. Plus, we have to take it, into account. Yes, we look at the top games on PlayStation and Xbox, but the top games on PC, it's still Counter-Strike. It's still Dota. It's going to be the Deadlock, I think, is their new one, right? These games, they land. They're about to start Half-Life 3. Can you imagine that being an Xbox game? Like, they need to go after that. Take-Two, I love the idea of Take-Two, obviously. I love the idea of Take-Two. But I think that PC growth vector just happens so much easier when you say the store is the one you guys want. It's Steam, right? And oh, by the way, since we own Steam, that's coming to Xbox. And suddenly all those games are accessible on Xbox.
Fucking true, man.
Just what a power play that would be. It's just my thoughts. That's what I would go after. It's a much cheaper buy, and it's going to be an easier one because it's all private. It still goes to regulatory approval, but it's just going to be much easier to deal with. Then you go after Take-Two, to me anyways, and look at that as a potential. And the thing isn't just GTA. GTA is a constant cash cow. That's awesome. It's the NBA and the WWE, the constant every year game that keeps coming out that people have to go pay $70 plus for, that just comes to Game Pass, right? And that would be a fantastic thing for them as far as just like a Call of Duty. A lot of people play those games, right? They already get the EA ones. I'd love for them to make that EA Play Pro, where those are day and dates. That would be fantastic as well. And then you basically just have the top 10. You just have it, right? You just have the top 10. At that point, you kind of own PC, PlayStation, Xbox. You would just own the top 10 with those two purchases, right? That's kind of where it would go for me. But yeah, as far as the numbers, yep, I expected this to be big. Is it bigger than I expected? The one thing I wasn't sure about was it was going to beat the 1 day sub count increase. It had the potential to do so. I just wasn't sure if it would happen or not. It did. Right? It is the biggest increase in sub count they've ever had. What does that mean? As far as I understand it, it was like 2 to 3 for Starfield. So this has got to be 3 to 5, somewhere in that range, which basically means they've hit 40 million. That's kind of where they are. So like by the end of the holiday, I'd expect them to
and that's just beginning. Million. Like, understand, this is gonna grow into the holiday. Black Friday is gonna be fucking crazy. Yo, I don't know what they're gonna do. They've been marketing the fuck out of this game. Are they gonna push the brakes and stop, or are they gonna say fuck this? Let's go harder than we ever have.
Yeah,
into
it's gonna keep going.
This. Yo, if they put Call of Duty in the box, it's a fucking wrap.
I wish they would. I hope they really do.
Crazy.
I hope they do, right? And they, basically they don't even have to, like, they can bundle it just the game. They could even just say play Call of Duty, not just Black Ops 6, play Call of Duty, and here's 3 months of Game Pass that just happens to have Call of Duty, right? So you have several Call of Duties that just come with it. It's an interesting play. I hope they really take advantage of it. I really want them to have like that a Black Friday console deal that just plasters Call of Duty all over it. But we'll see what they do. They have other games too, right? So they certainly could bundle some other things together, right? We'll see what they do with it. They have a stacked holiday. They really do. Like Stalker, we shouldn't like just overlook that one. You got Indie, you got Flight Sim. You've already had COD, but you also had Ara and Age of Mythology, right? Age being on the console as well. It's a pretty stacked year for them. So great stuff. Call of Duty is doing what it needs to do. It helped both ways, which is awesome, right? So Game Pass got a bump, but most importantly, COD got the bump that it needed. This is exactly what they need to showcase for that next acquisition, to say, no, we're expanding. COD had its biggest year ever when we went
they
to,
can
to
walk
our
into
side.
any office, any fucking studio, any publisher, walk in the fucking door, slap the fucking file on the table and said, bitch, look at what we did with COD.
Yep.
Your Grand Theft Auto is gonna blow the fuck up with us. Your other game, whatever they want, is gonna.
I don't even think that
crazy.
matters at this point. I think because look, if you're buying something, it's not their problem. It really comes down to the value proposition to the shareholders, right? So in the case of a Take-Two, it's what value are you providing back to the shareholders? If there's enough value, they'll say yes, right? That's really all it takes, right? It's more the regulators, right? And how do you convince them? You say, look, we're not taking these games away from anybody. That's not our intent. And you can see what we do with Call of Duty. It would make no sense for us to take that away. In fact, we expanded it substantially, right? Here are the numbers. We expanded.
Oh my
it
god,
substantially.
Nintendo's not even here yet, bro.
Exactly. We still have a whole new platform to add, right? So no, that's what they're going to do. And they're going to say, hey, we're going to put this everywhere we can. I don't care if it's on a fridge. We're going to do it. We're going to put it wherever it's going to be. That's the thing. And they're going to do the same with GTA. They're not going to, they're going to put it wherever they possibly can. They do the same thing with NBA and WWE. They want to put it everywhere. And that would be the point. So I think they have that case now. You just show the numbers. There it is, right? This is what it did. It did not kill Call of Duty. It did not kill Game Pass. It did not kill Xbox. In fact, you can just tell when Amy Hood and Satya Nadella are boasting about those numbers, they're happy. They're happy. That's the point. They're happy, which means they love what they're seeing, right? Which means they're ready to go for the next thing because they're looking to get it to 50 million, right? How do they get to that? That's going to be their target, right? So they're going to look for the next thing that's going to do that, right? Just to put in context, the average player count for CSGO is like 1+ million every day. It's ludicrous how many people play that game. So, that's why you want to kind of go after that. It's just massive. And it's yet another $1 billion franchise, right? So you'll want to get those kind of things under your belt so they get to boast about yet another one, right? So obviously GTA is a multi-billion-dollar franchise. You don't have to get into that, right? Another number that came out is now they're at 500 million total sold for Call of Duty, which is also substantial. It's I don't know what the numbers are for Pokemon, but I know that Mario is up near 700, something like that, million, which is like the top franchise. But Pokemon's up there. And then I think Call of Duty is like right there. So maybe Call of Duty might have beaten Pokemon at this point, and might be number 2. I'll have to look at the actual numbers, but it's a substantial amount. The top selling game of all time, it flip-flops between Tetris and Minecraft. And that is at the 300 million mark. And then this as a franchise is in that range, right? It's very, very high. It's a substantial, milestone to reach. So great numbers, great stuff. Awesome news overall. Hopefully they're still raking in the money, but I think that Game Pass sub count thing, that's a big deal. That is a big deal, right? This is putting them on that trajectory they want to be on, right? It was stagnating. Here it goes. And I think owning Steam and hey, you can convert some of those, 200 million, whatever subscribers of Steam or whatever the people have Steam, whatever the number is, you can get like 10% of that. That's a huge amount. Imagine having that convert over, right? That's what you want to get. Nice. And that would be a massive boon, right? So these are the kind of things they're going to look for. How do we chip away? How do we get to the next one? How do we get to 50? How do we get to 60, et cetera, right? That's what they're going to keep going at. Remember, they want to get to 100, right? By 2030, I think. This is how you do it. You get these big games. You also get these massive chunks that you can get from stores, things like that, right? So mobile is going to be the other big one. I don't know how that's going to look. They're just waiting for this whole trial to be done so that they can get their store into Android and iOS, and then they can start chipping away at that as well, right? So these are the things they're going to look for to kind of get those big jumps. But yeah, great numbers, awesomeness. But Call of Duty's back. I hope the next one that continues the trend, right? So this is when Xbox 360 era was when Call of Duty was on its ascent. It just kept getting better and better and better and better, and then suddenly it started to become shit. So still did well, but it had become shit. The only thing they could do was to remaster the old games. That was when they were starting to get some good grades. Was they were remastering the old games. This is the first time you see like a new installment that's like, oh yeah, this is good, right? We're back. So this is good. I like it.
Yeah, we are, man. Yeah, we are. It's funny because that we're back energy is shared everywhere, right? Call of Duty is saying we're back. Xbox is saying they're back home, right? Everybody in Xbox saying they're back home, right? Like this is a universal energy, right? Where everybody's like, this just feels right. This is the way it was supposed to be. This is the way it was when they were the biggest they ever were, and look at them coming back now.
There's another set of numbers, right? It's 60% increase in
so that's what we're gonna move to. We're gonna move to
on PlayStation and PC.
Over.
But more importantly, the majority of console players are on Xbox, even with half the install base.
Yeah, I heard that, and I can't find the
are on Xbox. It's 51
I don't know where
or 3,
that
something
was,
like that percent. So
I don't know where that is. I gotta see if I can find it. You know what number we do need to get up? That likes. We're at 137. We are 13 away from seeing what EJ Jackson, how he wants to party, guys. So let's go ahead and let's find it.
Hit the like button, share the link if you can.
Do you know where that article is from, Hargeet? The one that says
I can go look. I do not know offhand, but I will look.
Of Xbox on God. Let's see.
Martin, what's good? I saw Ryar typed in WB, right? And it's like they've been so quiet. Like it was just out there, and it's just been, they were kind of like state of emergency type of thing, and then just like hush hush. We haven't heard a damn thing. Like what's going on?
I feel like that might be getting worked out. I feel like you don't come out here crying nonstop and then
just
stop crying.
Right?
Just stop crying because everything is the same, but you're
just coping better
anymore. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I see it. This crazy game, over half of Xbox. Okay, so this is where it's from, over here. So this guy Sorag posted it, says this is crazy engagement. Over half of Xbox active users, 52%, played Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and 34% of PlayStation 5 active users, which is also a crazy amount. Damn. So think about that. So this is actually a easier number we can look at, because we got the number. We know let's call it 61 million.
Oh,
right.
Oh no, see.
Is that active though?
34%. Well, the number is actually, PS5 active users. That's a little tricky, right? Their total active users is like, wasn't it like 100 or some shit? But
because you have to subscribe to PS Plus, right? Do we know the numbers for PS Plus these days?
I don't know, but if it were the 61 million flat, we know there's like 50
Let's just
million
take the 61. Yeah, let's just see if it is.
But if you just take the 61, that's 20 million copies sold.
Holy shit.
That's just on PlayStation.
And then you have PC with one of its largest launches on PC, period. And then you have Xbox just
what'd be the fun? What's the funniest thing? I'm wondering if somebody's gonna come into our comments and try to argue about using the 61 million. But come on, man, there's not that many active users. Those boxes ain't turned on.
there's probably truth to that, which is kind of
Oh
weird, but
my
it is what
God.
it is.
That's hilarious. But even if you figure, let's say half of that, you're still talking 10 million
Yeah.
copies sold just on
Just on
PlayStation.
PlayStation, yeah.
Just on
Yeah.
PlayStation. Right? Just on PlayStation.
Now, is this
Um,
US or global?
Okay,
So this
so
is Matt Piscatella over here. Go ahead, baby. What are you gonna say?
I'm going to Power Boss real quick because he says as of June, 114 million active PlayStation Plus users. Because we're not talking
Yeah, but
PlayStation
PlayStation
5.
Plus is part of PlayStation 4 as well, right? They didn't
Yes,
take that
that's what
away.
I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Well,
So
but they're not PS
it's
Plus
kind of
subscribers. These are just users, right? This like having an Xbox Live account, not having
Yeah,
Game
yeah.
Pass Core or Gold.
Exactly. They didn't say PlayStation Plus users, they said PlayStation 5 users. So active
Yeah.
users, people who turn on the box or whatever. I don't know.
Michael
But
says PlayStation Plus is in its peak was around 50
Yeah,
mil.
the subscribers was and then it kind of went downhill and downhill and downhill. I don't know
for
how much it is
PlayStation 5,
today,
you
but
mean?
no, for PS Plus subscribers, right? When you actually
Oh, oh,
subscribe
oh.
to PS Plus, that it like
Gotcha.
peaked at just shy of 50, and I think they've just been kind of going downhill ever since. And I don't know how much it is today, but my guess is around 44 or something like that. But it had peaked at around there and then kind of crept down, and then the extra and premium tier went down by like 50%, right? Close to
Yeah.
50%. So
Yeah, it was a pretty big drop. Spartan 661 in the building. What's up, my dude?
What's
I see you
good? The
playing.
Buster in the house. What's up?
Buster, what's up, fam? Yeah, I mean, like no matter how you cut it, again, even if we bring it down to a much lower number, you're still talking 10 million minimum sold
Yes, we're
opening
talking
weekend.
more than a mil, right? Which
It
is
took
what their games
Spider-Man.
struggled to hit,
Yes,
right? So
it took Spider-Man 4 months to get to 10 mil, and
it's
it
already
took
sold more than
it
Spider-Man.
took Black Ops like 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's already sold more than Spider-Man.
yeah, it's a big difference. Only on PlayStation though. Like not even talking about PC. Not think about that, fam. Think about that. You're not talking Xbox. You're not talking about PC. You're talking just PlayStation users. Minimum 10 mil sold. Minimum. That's reducing it to ridiculous. That's going way lower than where it most likely is. So Matt Piscatella says, according to Circana's player engagement tracker on October 23rd. 19% of US active Xbox Series players and 18% of US active PlayStation players launched Call of Duty headquarters. On October 28th, 52% of active Xbox Series players. Dude, think about this, guys. Think about this.
I know where you're going.
He didn't. So this is a lie. We were talking about Xbox. This is not Xbox. This is Xbox Series players. Remember, this
Still have
game
Xbox
released
One.
on the original Xbox One and
Yeah.
Xbox One X and One S. So that's not included here. And you have 52% of all active Xbox
crazy,
Series
man.
players and 34% of PlayStations did so.
Crazy.
Both were all-time highs for Call of Duty headquarters. God damn. It's a different world we live in, man. Different world we live in, bro. This is not, we are not the same anymore, man. Back in the day when Xbox had that marketing, they didn't have Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have Game Pass. There's a whole different fucking ball game, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Now,
Awesome
now
news.
this is the crazy shit because okay, now we have this number, right? But now we got to go back to Sadia because this is the thing. He says that unit sales on PlayStation are up over 60%
And Steam,
year
right?
over
Let's be
year.
fair.
Well, yeah, but both of them. It's not like 30% PlayStation, 30% Steam. It's
Yeah.
PlayStation
Don't know what the
60%
mix is,
and
but yeah.
Steam is 60%. So they're both up, but if we're just using this conversation we're having about PlayStation, that's 60% more than last year. So that means our 10 mil number is way low. I think our 10 mil number is way low.
Yeah.
for being 60% year over year. I feel like 10 million is a normal number that they
Call of
sell,
Duty would, yeah.
you know, on a PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? With that many people. So 60% year over year, that's huge, right? And then same thing with Steam. Like this is crazy.
These
This
are
is
these are
crazy.
outstanding numbers for sure.
This is big dog shit. You know what I'm saying? This is big dog shit. All right, now rolling in to the next part of this, right? The next big benefit of it is right here, right? Microsoft's Q1 2025 fiscal earnings. Dude, gaming revenue up 43%. Xbox content and services revenue up 61%. Come on, man. That's crazy. Those are huge numbers. Huge numbers. And he actually has a where did I go? Satya got some bars on that too. Over here. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella says Xbox Game Pass set a new Q1 record for total revenue and average revenue per subscriber. And Microsoft set new records for monthly active users in the quarter as more players than ever play our games across devices and on the Xbox platform. So you're talking now they're well over that 500 million mark. Well over the 500 million.
You think Hiroki is jelly?
I wonder when like they finally cave on the other side and realize when I was saying, hey, Microsoft is not just Xbox, it's Windows, because that's what they're talking about here. Its Xbox platform is Windows plus the console. They are counting both. That's just the way it is, and that's where they're getting growth. And they don't care. You want to buy a PC? Guess what? They make money. Do you see that line that said OEM licenses? They make money. They're happy. And they're getting their games into your hands, whether you buy them or pay for Game Pass. They're happy.
You mean the one that says Windows OEM and devices revenue are up 2%?
Yeah, they're getting their money. They don't care.
It's just always more and more, man.
It's their
Always
platform.
more and more. God damn. Wow.
They don't have that on the PlayStation side. Sorry, guys.
They don't,
Sony money
right?
when
Like
you
they
buy
don't.
Windows.
I mean, and this is the problem, right? This is why it's sad, but this is the truth. There's nothing that they can do to change that. They can't just create some shit that's going
they
to
could
do this.
Try. So it's just not going to work.
But they can't. But why do you think?
Afford it.
But why do you think they're investing in these music licenses, right?
Oh.
Because they're getting licenses for these music IP that they're owning, so that all these streaming services gotta pay them to use the music, right? Like that's what they're doing. They're investing in everything else, bro. They know that they do not have that stream of income available to them on PlayStation. It's just not real. You know what I'm saying? It's not real. They don't have that ability. Is not possible. It's just not there. That's why they look to music. That's why they're looking to movies. This is what they're doing, man. It's what they're doing. It's crazy, but this is a beautiful thing, man. I see this, and this is nothing but positive news, right? This is nothing but huge news about Xbox and what that means for us in the long run, which
Absolutely,
is
bro.
more games, more acquisitions. Dude, think about it. He's looking at this shit. He's saying, yo, my Xbox content and services revenue, my revenue. Understand this, guys. This is dollars.
Yep.
Okay. This is dollars. 61% of what they made last quarter. God damn. That's fucking huge. You don't think he's looking at that like, man, if I went ahead and got myself a Take-Two, you know what I'm saying? I just went ahead and tickled it a little bit, brought it
The
right
things, right?
over.
They're gonna look at those like financials. That's what they want, right? Powerball says 47.4 million for the PS Plus, and then 14.1 for the higher tiers, as of August 7, 2024. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but
So that's on
that's what he said.
PlayStation. That's on
That's the
PlayStation
PS Plus
5?
subscribers. Yeah. No, just PS Plus subscribers. That's PS4 or 5. It doesn't matter. Just PS Plus subscribers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
Also, he says he converted a pony.
Yes, he also wants us to know that I converted a pony. I made him see the light.
Yeah. Go back a couple, Doodle, where he actually explains the whole thing.
The one where it says Hargeet, one of the PS players.
Yes, that
says
There you
Hargeet,
go.
one of the PlayStation players says he's not getting the Pro and instead going to build a PC and get an Xbox sometime next year. Look at that.
Nice.
You did it.
So it's working. It's basically when you have
It
games,
is.
people like to go to a place where there's games. And when you have no roadmap, people are like, well,
That's the
why do
reality,
I have
man.
your-"
These
like,
ponies are
this is-
stubborn though. So good job, Power Boss.
Yeah.
They're crazy as hell.
And it's true, man. It's true.
J-Bone also says math never lies. Yes, numbers. They
Pony
never-
math lies.
Yes, pony math.
Constantly.
Be careful with that pony math out there. But
Pony math is pretty
numbers
fucked.
don't lie. It's clear as
I mean,
day.
you look at the contrast in the same week, right? We're probably eventually going to talk about this, right? Where there's like just death and destruction going on one side, and then the other side is like,
Yes.
hey, we're happy. Oh, we're looking to
Right?
invest more in our studios.
Listen,
man.
Satya's a freaking. He's focused, right? He's like the way he came out here. If it's competition you want, let us compete. I feel like he saw the ponies talking numbers, and he's like, you know what? Let's give them some numbers that they can cry themselves to sleep about. They're talking about Game Pass and no one buying Call of Duty. Let's give them those numbers ASAP. That's how you
Absolutely.
handle a bitch.
Good statements, right? I have 20 different $1 billion franchises, and like I'm making all this money, and biggest
Power
launch
moves,
in
bro.
Call of Duty
Power moves,
history.
power statements. Bro, there's no way that you're not looking at this saying, holy shit, this is a big deal. You know what else is a big deal?
Yes.
We've officially crossed 150 likes, EJ. That's
Let's
right. We're at
go.
153. So our boy EJ, we have crossed the number.
Thank you, guys.
And I see what he's done. He's already sent it to us.
Damn.
Nice.
That's right. What you
Shout out
didn't
to
know,
EJ
guys,
Jackson. What
our
is it?
boy
I need to
EJ
know.
Jackson went ahead and gifted a worldwide code for none other
Oh goodness.
than Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Yo!
That is correct.
Yo!
We will be giving away a copy of Dragon Age Veilguard, courtesy of our boy EJ Jackson. Thank you, brother.
Shout out to EJ Jackson. Thank you so much. Let's freaking go. That's
Let's freaking
awesome.
go. Let's freaking go.
That's
So
fine.
listen, before we move on, because there are plenty of things to talk about. Anything else to talk about here in regards to Call of Duty killing it? Ponies claiming that they're never going to touch Call of Duty again, but then come out here and say that it's the
All
best
over it.
game that Xbox has ever made. Anything else that anybody has to say about either the numbers of Microsoft kicking ass or Call of Duty kicking ass? Anything else before we move on?
Can't stop, won't stop.
I think we've
You
covered it, right?
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't
That's
stop,
how it is.
won't stop.
Pick the wrong
Indeed.
side, bitch. We told you. We
Facts.
told you. It's just wild how everything's just falling into place. We've been
I hope
warning
this
you.
I hope this like carries over for Stalker. I hope like that game gets a huge reception. Let's hope it's really good too. But yeah, I hope that game like gets to take advantage or like ride the coattails of this, right? So that they have that many subscribers that can just play it. And then hopefully it also sells as well. But I mean, they've already been paid to basically make the game. So Game Pass covered that already. But yeah, I hope
They
they
just
get
need
a
to
lot
scoop
of
them up,
players
bro.
as well.
Just scoop them up.
Yeah, that'd be nice too. I wish they had done that already. Like that would have been an awesome announcement at Gamescom, right, in Europe.
I think
But,
one thing to be, I think that as nice as that stuff is and the investment they already made, I think it's clear that as much as that's dope, they still need to deliver, right? Previews are pretty good, but they need to deliver. The game needs to come out, and it can't be mid. If it's mid, they can't. They're not going to buy them. It's just not. It's not going to happen. Like, we helped you make the game. You did great, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if it comes out and it smashes it, like it's just scoring really well, everybody's loving it. If it's having like the Call of Duty effect where people are losing their shit about it, I'm sorry, but I think that will be a place where they would want to scoop it up.